blossoming life.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. And we are on. Yes, sir.
Hi, Mimi.
Hi, Malika. How are you?
Awesome.
Awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. So hello to everybody else as well. Let me just go for a second and say hello to all those that I haven't said hello to. Okay, pretty much. So hi, Shilpa, Manjari, Reena, and people are still joining. Hi, Hutokshi. So hello to everybody. Navneet joined, Nischinchi, namaskar. There's an iPhone. So hello, 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 everyone. And lots of love. Thank you so much for being here. Masti. Okay, so we begin today. The topic for today. वैसे तो इस topic की जरूरत ही नहीं है क्योंकि सबको पता है कि मैं क्या कहने वाली हूँ लेकिन फिर भी अब टॉपिक कोई ना कोई ढूंढते रहते हैं we keep looking for a topic because I was just seeing that it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years that I've been coming over here almost every Saturday. Very few Saturdays. I think in the 3 years, I probably must have missed some 3 or 4 Saturdays. One of those was for the birthdays, and then one probably if I was traveling. But otherwise, we've not missed any Saturdays, and we've been here non-stop each Saturday. And so I just look at it and saying, topic, what topic? All topics are already covered. But still, we pick up something, we pick up some discussion just to be here to have fun. You and I together creating so much fun in the energies. And then, of course, as we go along every single day, and we sometimes forget to look at some aspect or another, and it'll probably come up during the conversation. I have the same 4 things to say in every conversation, but if it comes up in a conversation, and sometimes it will resonate more because it is something that you are going through, and then you will have the answer for that part for your life. So that is what the whole point is of being here on every Saturday. Actually, no, the whole point is just having fun. I really enjoy coming here and I enjoy seeing so many of you here. So thank you so much for being here every time and most of the times whenever you can. So thank you so much for the love and for your presence in my life. All right, so then let's begin with the topic of today. The topic today, it's conscience versus or conscience and consciousness. You know, we talk about on the spiritual path, we talk about consciousness, but all our lives, we have been talking about conscience. When we are small and when our parents are giving us the conditioning, they are giving us the conditioning. I will already make it clear for you that they are giving us the conditioning because we asked for it. We came to experience. So this is not a blame game on the parents saying, oh, it's all my parents' fault. If they wouldn't have said this, I wouldn't have been this way. It is nobody's fault. It is a nice, beautiful illusion play that is playing out. And in this drama, everybody has different roles. Your energy chose the perfect parents for yourself. It chose the absolute perfect parents for yourself, which would give you these kind of conditioning so that you could have the experiences that you were coming here for, the experiences that you chose, that you were coming here for. So that's what it is. So when we are young, our parents will always tell us, you know, do the right thing. You should do the right thing. And how to do the right thing? Well, you know, look after somebody else. And if you do something wrong to the others, if you are not being good to others, that's a wrong thing. You have to be kind to others. See how beautifully there are only others. Nobody says you have to be kind to yourself. But then we didn't come here on earth to understand the self. We came here to understand the self through another. And so when we come over here and then the parents are constantly teaching us to do the right thing. This is right and this is wrong. Stealing is wrong. Lying is wrong. Saying something mean to the other is wrong. And all of these are wrong. And you cannot be doing these things. And you grow up with a very, very set standard of what is right and what is wrong. Mind you, it doesn't stop us from doing what we are told is wrong. It doesn't stop us. We lie all the time. We are lying to, sometimes we even give it a nice name that, no, I didn't want to hurt them, so I lied. I didn't want to do this. Didn't want to be mean to them, and so I lied. And still, we are lying. If we have to go by the conscience, then lying is wrong. But then we are always playing in the grace. We are always playing in the grace. However, there is this something called conscience, and largely, this conscience taps into us to make us feel guilty. To make us feel guilty. Whenever we do something, and we even have this word for it, right? Oh, I'm feeling guilty conscience. I'm feeling the guilty conscience. Why? Because that is the feeling, the emotion that most likely this conscience evokes in us. Because firstly, we are sitting in so much judgment of right and wrong. So much judgment of right and wrong. Only from there can we feel guilty, right? Otherwise, if everything is just as it needs to be, how will we be able to ever experience guilt? Oh, I said something really bad to this person, but it is just what it is. I was really mean to that person. I stole so much money from that person. Okay, it is what it is. If we were to do that, how would we feel the shame? How would we feel the guilt? And so to experience guilt, this concept of conscience, this concept of right and wrong has to play for us. Now you would ask me, okay, I have children. Should I be teaching them this right or wrong or not? And I say always, why are the children here? The children are here to experience earth. Whether you teach them or you don't teach them, if they have come here to experience judgments, they will receive this right and wrong either through you or through some friends or through another person. Whatever it is, if they are here to experience judgments, then definitely they will be giving that role. Their energy will give that role to someone or the other. If you feel pressured and you don't wish to take on that role, firstly, take a look at yourself. We take our roles too seriously. Even as a mother, should I tell them right and wrong, or should I not tell them right and wrong? Whatever you do, it doesn't matter, because they have their own path. No, as a mother, I am responsible for creating my children. No, as a matter of fact, your energy is responsible for creating your part of life, and their energy is responsible for creating their parts of life. And so whether you say it or you don't say it, what action you take, will you be able to save them from judgments just because you didn't tell them? Well, if you didn't tell them and yet they came to experience judgment, they would find an actor, some place or another, to tell them exactly what they need to hear. Sometimes, parents are so overly possessive and protective of their children, saying, no, only this, only the right things, only the good things to be taught to them. And yet the children will become whoever they want to become. Why will they become even whoever they want to become and give you so much grief? Grief will be given to you, sadness will be given to you, hurt will be given to you if you are playing in expectations. So again, your energy is playing in expectations, and therefore asking for this hurt to be given to you, asking for this sadness, this whole falling apart of your life kind of a feeling to be given to you. That is how we get to experience hurt, when somebody that we have a lot of expectations from breaks those expectations for us. And that is how we experience the hurt frequency. And so whether we try to teach them right or wrong, whether we don't try to teach them right and wrong, whether we ourselves sit in the place. Now, here is where we can do something. When we ourselves sit in so much righteousness and wrongiousness, when we sit in that place, that, see, the word wrongiousness itself is wrong, but I have zero problems with creating words as we go along. So how much ever problem that we have, how it hurts us, how we think of ourselves, and we might be thinking, if I do this, and somebody finds out, what will they think of me? If I do this and I myself cannot be sitting with my own conscience, this is not allowed. My conscience doesn't allow. My conscience doesn't allow to take bribe. My conscience doesn't allow to take, to speak lies. My conscience doesn't allow. What are we to do? Are we to break the conscience? Well, you're probably already breaking it 5 times in a day without recognizing. And it's only when, some large issue happens that all of this conscience of yours wanting to create guilt for you will come into the foreground. It'll come in front of you. And then through your conscience, you will get to experience many of these feelings of guilt and shame. However, if you are sitting with some guilty conscience, the path that I have understood is not about rejecting. It's not about rejecting this and not about rejecting that. However, just simply sitting in the place of so what? So what if you did this? And so what if you did that? As you ask these questions of so what, if the frequencies of guilt and shame come up, then you know what you need to do. You now know that guilt and shame can be observed. They are simply frequencies and products of frequencies, and they can easily be observed because shame has just come to be experienced. Shame has come to be experienced because this guilt is in parts of our energy field in a very strong way. And so over and over, it will make us experience guilt. And so at this point in time, when we become aware of our own self, who are we but a bundle of energy? Now we can speak of consciousness, because when we become aware, we are the consciousness. We are the one who is conscious of who we are. We are not just this body. We are just not this event. We are not even this energy, because even energy today, it will change tomorrow, it will change to different places all the time. And we will just simply keep playing whatever energy we are. So not judging the frequencies, not judging the energies that we are in, but simply being able to observe that this is the energy I'm playing in. Now you are part of that, what we deem as higher consciousness. Even the word higher consciousness kind of gives you a feel that consciousness is all about high and low. It is simply the act of being aware. The act of being aware of the smallest, tiniest thing. Where am I operating from? Who am I today? When it comes to conscience and the judgments that we take on ourselves. So I have to tell you, all the time that I was growing up, and my parents would talk to me about Ramayana and Ram's role and how Ram was the god. And I always used to find it so infuriating. I used to be so angry. If he is a god, why does he have to kill people? Why does he have to kill people from the back? And that would be Bali that I was talking about. Why did he have to do this from the back? Why did he have to, always exploit the weaker link being Vibhishan? If he was God, then why did he have to exploit all of that? Now, when my aware work has come into being, and I simply understand that each of us, not just that one person whose stories we recount and we talk about it, and there is a Ramayana, but each of us are the Ram. Every single day, who is Ram? Ram is God. And then who are we? We are God. But every single day, we are God of something or the other. Today, we might be God of fear. Tomorrow, we might be God of love. But whatever frequency we are playing in, whether we are aware or we are unaware, we are constantly playing in some frequency. And through that frequency, the next moment in our lives, the next few moments in our lives are getting created. We are the creator of our entire life. And so if we are the creator of our entire life, yes, we don't call ourselves that. But however, however you look at it, the creator is the one we refer to as God. And so we are that God. What are we creating might differ in a day. And when that happens, and then now you look at Ramayana, you simply are able to drop the, if you are like me, who was sitting in so much judgment, I'm able to drop my judgments now, because on every single day, that story that is being told to us is not about always doing the right thing. That is how we have construed it to be. It's not about always doing the right thing. As a matter of fact, when they talk about, the Dashera comes and they say, oh, victory of good over the evil. But if you read the entire story with just keeping the good and evil in mind, then good and evil are equally distributed on all sides. Good and evil, Ravan gets to play good and evil, Ram gets to play good and evil. Every actor in that place gets to play good and evil, both of them. So there is no victory of one over the other. It simply is. It just is. But you cannot understand that if you are looking at Ramayana from the body perspective, from the fact, from the thought of worshipping somebody, which is where I was looking at it. I was looking at worshipping, an entity outside, a Ram outside, which then felt to me that it wasn't, that entity wasn't doing the right thing. But now when we understand the energies, everybody is doing the right thing, even when they are doing the wrong thing, because it's just a role. A story has to play out. We are actors in the story, and through the story, experiences are to be received by so many of us on so many different fronts. We are receiving experiences every single day. If we just keep out the judgment of the good experience or the bad experience, if we are able to keep out that judgment is where all of the consciousness tunes into a conscience. But if you're able to keep out that judgment, you will find it so easy to flow no matter what the experience is. If something has happened on the outside that is not as per your liking, it's okay. It's just an experience. What am I experiencing in this moment? Oh, I'm experiencing hurt from what they did. Yeah, but hurt of mine is an experience of mine from my hurt frequency, and it's okay. It's just an experience. No, something bad really happened. They did this, they did that. Yes, whatever has happened, I can understand that it is sitting and irking you. It is giving you a lot of sleepless nights about whatever has happened to you. And if that is the case, then please understand that through the stories continuing on your head, through the several judgments that we keep making constantly over and over again, we are simply keeping those frequencies alive and kicking, and we are being gods of those frequencies. We are gods of anger, we are gods of rage, we are gods of disappointment, we are gods of shame and guilt, we are gods of fear. We are gods of every frequency that we are in. And when we flow, yet again, we are gods of peace, we are gods of surrender, we are gods of love, we are gods of these higher frequencies. The higher frequencies just simply denoting that the frequencies bring us to a higher place of joy. That's all. So that's how we will define even the higher frequencies, the one that gives us higher joy rather than giving us higher sadness. That's all there is to it. It's a channel here and it's a channel there. And we have the choices to move from any channel to another channel just by simply being able to observe. Consciousness, the higher consciousness, and people talk about, and as a matter of fact, I was going through some old registers of mine. And in those old registers, there was talk of ascension. When my journey started, I didn't know anything about what are these spiritual topics all about? And I would constantly hear people talking about, oh, we are ascending, we are in this plane now, and we are ascending to this other plane now. I don't even remember what these words are. I think they're levels of ascension or some such thing like that. And I couldn't understand that what is going to happen when you ascend from one place to another. And what will happen now that I've understood the ascension process itself, there are 2 or 3 things that happen that make a move from the conscience to the consciousness. Coming to become aware of ourselves is all that consciousness is all about. That's what the aware process is all about. And the first thing that begins to happen is that we start to lose our judgments. We lose our judgment. So when I used to think that something happens in a plane, a fifth level dimension, dimension is the word. So a fifth level dimension, and something happens in this other level. And now that, being able to look at all the dimensions from where we sit, looking at ourselves as energy, we're looking at all the dimensions where we are. And we recognize that on days when we are playing in the frequencies of the mind, or whatever you might call the human dimension, then there will be all kinds of judgments that we are coming from. We look at ourselves and we look at another. And through both of these, there will be judgments. Even if there's no judgment for the other, we might be able to let go of the judgment for the other. But if we haven't let go of the judgment for the self, we are still sitting in judgments only. So the first thing that happens as we move towards ascension is that we get into a space of so what? So what? If this, so what? If not, so what? A place of equanimity where judgments start to shed. The judgments start to shed. And the second thing that happens is that everywhere, no matter where you are looking, when you are observing anything, more and more, it will come from the place of energy. You will be able to see yourself not as just the body, but as energy. And as soon as that happens, that means you climb several steps on that ascension ladder. So when I was talking to guides earlier and, earlier on in my journey, and then I asked, what is this ascension and what am I going to feel like? And the answer was so simple. Ascension, ascending higher, is all about moving deeper into your heart. That's it. Moving deeper into your heart. And through the heart, what do we understand now? The heart frequencies. The heart frequencies are the ones that show us oneness. The heart frequencies are the ones where the separation between this and that, the separation between good and bad, that separation itself drops. Just a few days ago, there was this old poem of mine which came up for recognition again. It was all about, we are judging this and we are judging that. We are running between this and we are running between that. And what do we have to do? Do we have to run after this? Even ascension, do we have to run after ascension? Do we have to run after non-judgment? What do we have to run after? And the pendulum swings this way and that way, sometimes here and sometimes there. And then the only answer to that was drop the pendulum itself. No matter where you sit, don't judge the pendulum for swinging. It will swing here and it will swing there. So how to not judge the pendulum? Drop the pendulum itself. And then wherever you can go and sit, whether you want to sit on the heart side or you want to sit on the mind side, it is okay. It is just an experience. When you begin to feel your conscience heavy on you, it just simply means that you are judging yourself a lot. If you're judging yourself a lot, or maybe you haven't caught it and you're simply just judging others, but this is just so clear when we are into the oneness game that there is no other. The more we are judging somebody outside, it's just simply aspects of ourselves that we haven't truly accepted. How can I be this lying person? I lied 3 years ago, and then I simply dug it, underneath a lot of layers of something or the other. And now I prefer to forget that part when I lied, but those parts don't get forgotten because this is just simply a play of energy. So whatever you did 100 years ago, even 100 years ago, which you don't even remember, but that also is still there sitting in your conscience because you judged yourself saying, this was wrong what I did. And the minute we say it was wrong what I did, right what I did, now you come and play more and more on earth. That's what the earth is about. The earth is all about judgments. So we have been here on earth for 1 million years probably. But what is it that we keep coming back here to experience? Earth is that hill station where we go to experience the snow, whatever it is, in the form of judgments, in the form of duality. And so as we are still now becoming more and more aware, as we look at ourselves, our lives right now, something that might have happened even many, many years ago, and yet we feel very strongly about something. We judge very strongly, either somebody else or ourselves. Then it is time to realize that this is just simply one more way to keep going around the earth in circles and circles. You can get off, you can be the tangent that gets off completely. And how would that be? When you are able to observe yourself, observation of the self. That is all that consciousness is all about. Higher consciousness, lower consciousness, everything about consciousness belongs to us. And every time we are aware of wherever we are sitting, what energies we are playing in, we don't have to even change the energy anymore, the energy that we are playing in. We simply have to observe. And even as we observe the sadness or the anger that we are playing in, it's just a frequency, but we are able to observe that frequency and we play in it. But one part of us is constantly observing. Then we are already playing in higher consciousness. The frequency that we are playing in, it's a play. It's a drama. There's a drama, it involves 5 people. There's a drama that involves a couple of people. All of these things that are happening around us, the drama, the illusion, the Maya, whichever word you prefer to call it. However, when we are being the observer, we don't stop ourselves. We don't stop ourselves from doing this, from doing that, because the judgments have fallen. We can play in any frequency with ease and grace. We just simply flow with whatever is today. Nothing belongs to us. Righteousness doesn't belong to me. Today, I can be the most righteous person because that is the role that has come to play. And tomorrow, I could be advocating the most wrong things and I wouldn't feel anything. And here's the most beautiful part. If some of you are thinking, oh my God, how can she teach us wrong things? Or what if she teaches somebody the wrong thing? I am very clear within that no matter what I speak, what is the other person going to receive? The other person is only going to receive as per their energy, as per their frequency. So I don't take on the load, I don't take on the responsibility of ruining anybody's life, unless, of course, that's the role that they have given to me. And that too, I will play my responsibility to the hilt without getting attached to that role, without getting attached to that responsibility. Whatever the role be, whether it is a villain, or it is a hero. And that is where I say then, okay, now the Ram is no longer outside. I'm able to see that no matter what, we can play any role. And that is what Ram was doing. He was playing any role that came up for him on that particular day. And so on that day, he was the god of whatever it was that he was the god of. And every single day, he was the god of something or the other, just like how every single day, we are the god of something or the other. We're constantly playing in frequencies, whether we recognize them or not, whether we are aware of them or not. We're constantly playing in frequencies and creating the next moment for ourselves. We are the creator, we are the God, we are the higher consciousness, and we are the lowest one as well. So we are everything that there needs to be. My Ramayana is over. Anybody has any questions to ask? Somebody says, blossoming like a flower. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. So anybody has any questions to ask on conscience? Or as a matter of fact, I can almost vouch for it that even before you came here, you already knew everything that I was going to say. And yet you are here and I am here. Any questions for me right now? No? Everybody understood everything? The place of non-judgment. That is the place of experiencing the consciousness in its totality. In the consciousness where we don't differentiate between me and the other, not just living things, but even inanimate things, even things that are just there for our enjoyment. A flower, a tree, a sky. We just simply become one, and we are able to enjoy the higher consciousness in that place. But when would that happen? When do these moments happen? When you actually feel you are one with the universe. If this experience has happened to you, you will know that no matter how much I describe it, it's not anywhere close to the experience that you have experienced. If it hasn't happened to you, well, it happens on days when you've completely shed your duality costume, your cloak of duality. And suddenly, just like that, without any warning, you'll just be looking out of the window and feeling this deep sense of peace and contentment and love for the whole universe. That might stay for a few moments, that might stay, for a day. It might go away almost in a flash, but that is the place of experiencing that higher consciousness of being one with the source, meaning being one with everything. And we get to enjoy it every now and then. It's just an experience too. If you're sitting and thinking, oh my God, this has never happened to me, I don't know how much work I have to do to get to that experience. Oh, bloody hell. It is just an experience. It will come if only you stop judging yourself and your path so much. So the first thing that we got to do is even to let go of, oh my God, how much more journey is remaining? There is no journey remaining. Energies don't work in how much time is remaining. The minute you say the journey is complete in this moment, I am who I am. You are now in this moment, the path is complete for now. For this moment, the path is complete. The next moment might be another frequency, and you can take a look at it. And then for that moment, again, to be able to look within, either as an observer or simply just to flow, not even be the observer, but just to be able to flow without judgments. Without judgment seems to be the underlying part about conscience, because that is where all of the judgments for the self are created, through this word. So, okay, now, so let's get into a little bit of a meditation kind of a tool. All right, take a deep breath in. And exhale. And another deep breath in. And as you exhale this time, just simply let your body relax completely. Completely relaxing. Observe your face. If there are any facial muscles which are still engaged, just simply let them drop and relax. Look at your shoulders. Let them droop and relax. Let your eyes be completely at ease, closed, half closed, as you wish them to be. Every part of your body just relaxing. Completely relaxing. And now I invite you to go to some part of your life, some part, some aspect of your life where you judged yourself. You judged yourself, you found yourself guilty of something or another. A conscience there was, and the conscience irked you for a long time. The conscience told you this is not the right thing. This is not how it is meant to be. You did something wrong. Whatever the conscience spoke to you in that moment, go back to that place right now. It could be one occasion or it could be many. It could be few different occasions which come to light. So if it happens that way, just pick up one. Ask the universe to help you pick one occasion where the conscience played out the most. If something comes to mind, simply in this moment, looking at the word conscience, there is one part of you that is the righteous self, and it's speaking to you It's speaking to you and it's telling you what you did is wrong. What you did, you are guilty. Whatever you did, you are guilty. This is not the right thing to do. As this part of you is speaking to you, in this moment, simply being in menal frequency, just walk up to that part and hug that part of you. That is the conscientious part. Just hug. No words are needed. That part of you is here to experience all the judgments. That part of you is the earth part. That part of you has come to walk with you so that you can get all your experiences of earth, all the experiences of duality. This is your judging part. And so in this moment, simply moving forward and hugging your judging part. Look into the eyes of your judging self. And in this moment, you are the non-judging self. And so look into the eyes and simply give love. Give love to your judging self. Look into your own eyes. This is that part of you which feels the heavy weight of conscience. And so in this moment, simply just going forward, moving forward, and hugging them. No words are needed. Simply look into their eyes and hug them. Thank them for being there to make you experience all of these judgments in life. Thank them from the bottom of the heart. You needed all these experiences. You wanted all these experiences. You came to earth for all these experiences. And this is that part of yourself that helped you attain all of your experiences. You had these goals put out there. These were the purposes of your life, to be able to achieve all of these judgments. And this part helped you. And so thanking this part right now for being the creator as you had wished for it to be. A deep, deep thankfulness sweeping all over you as you hug your own judging self. And now, just simply hold the hands in the energies. Hold the hands with your judging self. Hold the hands and integrate. Integrate. Intend to yourself that I integrate fully with this self of mine. Not rejecting this self of mine. This self is only here to play a role. And so hold the hand of your judging self. And in this moment, the judging and the non-judging selves integrate. In this moment, as you integrate fully, let your hands come together. One of the judging self, one of the non-judging self. Let your hands come together. And then hold the hands entwined with one another, and the integration, allow the integration to happen. You are complete as you are the judging and the non-judging self. You are complete in every way at all times. Even as you judge, you are still complete. No matter what role you are playing, whether the role takes you to awareness or unawareness, you are still complete. You are complete. Within you, everything exists. Your judging self, your non-judging self. And now, whichever role you will choose to play, it will be your choice. No longer even rejecting the judging self, simply being at ease. On some days, I will play this role, and on some days, I will play the aware role. Together, all of these experiences make my journey complete. No longer judging the judging self. Truly being non-judging in this moment so that we can integrate ourselves to a full, complete form. I am complete. Everything is simply an experience. An outside experience neither completes me nor makes me incomplete, because I am complete to begin with. I am complete. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. Okay, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful week. Thank you
Beautiful.
much. Bye, everyone.
Meenalji, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Loved it, loved it,
Thank you.
loved it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everybody.
Miguel.
Thank
Lots
you.
and lots of love. Bye, all. Thank you.